Hey, second grade, we are going to keep working on our Scream picture today. We're going to add color to it, okay? So you don't necessarily have to finish it today, but I'm going to show you what to do. Now, if you don't have a Scream drawing yet, okay, it should look like this guy right here. So if you don't have one of these, you're going to need to draw one of these, okay? So what I did is I recorded a video of how to do that. So if you don't have that drawing, I want you to pause this video, go to the next video, make a drawing, and then come back, okay? Those of you that are ready to go and have this ready to go, go ahead and pull that out. I'm going to show you how to color it in today. Now, one thing that's going to help you color this in is you got to know what it looks like, okay? So what I want you to do is go onto my Canvas page, and you can find the picture of the Scream on my Canvas page. I'm going to show you where that's at. So you go to my Canvas, and you're going to go into the modules. Remember, the modules is where I always put things that you'll need for different art projects. So click the modules. And then look at this, the Scream, Edvard Munch, the Scream. We got to click that and open it up. And there it is. So it's going to just load up, and we're going to be able to see it. Now, the one problem is it loads up really, really big, okay? So you got to scroll to be able to see the whole thing. If you want to, what you can do is you can actually click the picture or click this, okay? And what that will do is download it onto your computer, and then you can look at it on your computer in a little bit of a smaller window. So if you want to look at it here, great. If you want to click this and download it, whichever. So we're going to start with the sky. So the one thing I notice about the sky is it uses all those warm colors, right? Yellows, oranges, and reds. And of course, one of the things that we noticed last week is it's very swirly, okay? So we want to make our own swirly red sky, all right? So that's what we're going to start on my drawing right now. So when you color this, you're going to make the swirls, all right? Now, I want you to either use oil pastel, I'm going to use oil pastel today, or crayons. If you don't have either of those, then you're going to probably want to use markers. Colored pencils you probably don't want to use, okay? Oil pastels is the #1 supply, #2 supply, and markers being the #3 supply, okay? So you got choices, but I would like you to use this or this, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start using those sort of warm colors. So I'm going to pull those out right away. And I know that I want to use these. And I'm going to go ahead and just start coloring. Now, when I color, I'm going to imagine that I'm a painter. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and make those sort of swirling lines through my sky, maybe a little thicker in some areas, thinner in other areas, and just bring that in like so. And maybe another, this orange right here. And I am okay, especially, so if you're using oil pastels, this is what's awesome. Go ahead and overlap them a little bit, let them blend together. It's fine to sort of let these blend together. On the original Scream, you notice there's sort of that shape like this is sort of white. Maybe it was a cloud in the sky. I think it's sort of a little bit of an eye shape, and you can look on your computer to see it. But yeah, that will, when we draw our swirling lines, it'll kind of surround that area. So let's do that right now. I'm gonna bring this in. Like so. There was some thicker spots, some deep red there, sure. Now I'm making mine kind of look like the Scream, but I'm telling you what, I'm definitely doing it my own way. I'm not trying to be exact, like, oh, there's a line of yellow there and there's an orange here. I'm using the same kind of colors, but I'm doing it my own way. I'm making sure that it is my own artwork. And I'm kind of having fun with it in that way. Now, again, if you have crayons, your crayons are not going to mix together, right? So you'll just have to color them up. You can kind of let your crayons blend. So just to show you, if you're using crayons, and I bring in some red, okay? And then my orange. So they don't quite look like the oil pastels, right? But if you let them sort of overlap a little bit, blend a little bit, they can still look pretty cool, okay? And you can really still get that sort of same feeling of the Edvard Munch Scream Sky, okay? So you're gonna do your whole sky just like this, okay? Now I'm not gonna color the whole thing because I want you to have time to color in your own, all right? So what you want to do though is you want to then think about the other colors in this, okay? So in the hills are sort of those deep and dark blues, okay? I noticed some of these colors, maybe even a little sort of midnight blue, a little violet in there, that would look good. Oh, I've got a really dark blue oil pastel that will work perfectly for the mountains. So I noticed that color through there. Also, in the middle of the scream, there's sort of those darker blues as well. There's sort of like a darker blue through here. And then there is a little bit lighter blue in the center, in the middle, okay? Maybe even a little touch of that sky blue as well, kind of in the middle. But each time we do this, notice how I keep using these swirling lines, okay? I'm really trying to make my lines look like I am a painter, okay? So if you get to this point, you would do something like this. Your hills could be completely colored in this color. If you do the lake, you're gonna have this lighter blue. Again, there's sort of these swirls through the lake. There's a little bit of white and yellow in the lake. You might see a little of this color in here, okay? And then of course, some greens too on this side. So I like darker greens. You're gonna swirl down some greens through here. Make sure, don't forget to color in these areas through your bridge, okay? Because we should be able to see through that bridge area, all right? Now, I basically covered sort of all the different areas and the colors to use. When you are done, yours should not look like this, right? Yours should be completely colored in. You might not finish today. I want you to watch the time, okay? And however long you normally have art class, that's how much time you should spend on this today. So if you have art from 9:40 to 10:10, watch the clock and finish up at 10:10 and then go do your asynchronous work in PE or in music class, okay? Obviously, the bridge is sort of the last thing. The bridge, in order to make this bridge sort of look like it's a wooden bridge that's going off into the distance, do your lines. You can still be swirly, but instead of being swirly, it's going to be like straight swirls. So I'm going to point all my lines to that one dot we made up there in that corner. All my lines are going to kind of go towards that dot. And if I use a couple different types of browns, I can get that wooden bridge look, okay? And even just that right now, it's really starting to kind of come alive and really look like a nice bridge, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and finish coloring this on my own. I want you to do your best to kind of color it like the scream. And like I said, you might not finish. You might spend your next 10, 15 minutes just working on the sky and making the sky perfect. We're gonna work on this again in class next week, okay? So take your time, do a good job, but you don't necessarily have to finish it today. Just spend that time in art coloring, getting the sky done, maybe starting in the background, the lake, the grass, things like that. That's what I want you to work on. And then lastly, if you can, do that scream photo. That would be awesome if you can do that too. But if you can't do that, I've got some other ideas of how we can finish this off in other ways, okay? Have yourselves a great week, and I will see you live next week. Peace.